We are back to play a little bit OpenTTD together, so let's get on that immediately. So before I started recording here, I did analyze a few things and I sorted all the trains again as I like to do, so that we have a nice order here. And one thing that I noticed that I want to quickly fix on camera here with you is this new prestige project that we started here, the Mikasavici Villmarkt line of train. I did put it to the Villmarkt op der Moor furnace station. This, however, is not a passenger station. This is just a goods station. It does theoretically accept passengers, and once the train stops here, there will be a few people from the neighborhood going like, "Oh, we can now go by train from the goods station of the steel plant. So let's wait here in line." And that is not what I want, actually. This is a goods station. This is not a passenger station. The passenger station is, of course, the central station up here, and there are indeed a lot of people waiting here. None of them want to go to Mikasavici, unfortunately, but that's okay. We will just place the Hauptbahnhof here and we will delete this, and then the train can now travel to Mikasavici Central Station instead. The next thing that I saw was indeed that there are a lot of people waiting here and they all want to go to Marktried an der Moor. So Marktried an der Moor, we know this is the passenger line that we have to the little town down here. It's not a very big town. In fact, it's not even growing. So that's another point that I want to take a look at, because it would be nice if the train didn't run only in one direction full and the other way more or less empty, because there's only one person going to Villmarkt. So that is another thing that we want to make this town grow. But firstly, I think given the demand that we have seen here in regards to the Villmarkt op der Moor station going to Marktried, I think it's fair to say that this train is definitely underpowered. So let's take a look at that as well while we let things run also. So let's take a quick peek here where this train is located right now. It's located on the way back, and that might also be why there's not so many people waiting at the station. But indeed, yeah, there's only 7 people who wanted to go to the mart, and it's now stuck here behind this goods train, which is very heavy, and they're all kind of bottlenecked by this tunnel. So let's go ahead and tell this here to go to the next opportunity to get an upgrade. And while we're doing the waiting here, I think it is time, now that we have a little bit more money, that we upgrade this tunnel section. It will cost us quite a bit, but we've seen that the demand here on this track is definitely here. So we are we don't mind spending the money for it, I believe. So let's just avoid any accidents. So this is the line that goes down, and it will go now through the new tunnel, and the line that goes up here will go through the old tunnel, and that should be without any crashes. And now we will just connect that one here, and then we can finally place also signals to allow even multiple people or multiple trains to pass through that tunnel at the same time. This is the great thing about this mod pack. And that does look quite good. Yes. And now the little passenger train is coming. I believe it will go to the Kleiner Villmarkt station here. It's also breaking down, unfortunately. Definitely is in need of repair. Let's take a quick look also here. Where are you located currently? You're on the long stretch here. And yeah, there we go. So let us take a look at this one. Definitely it requires a little bit of overhaul. What kind of engine is it running firstly? It's running the old Lion. So certainly I think we're doing a complete upgrade on this one. So we're going with the newest Lady of the Lake, and we are going with a 4-wheel passage so that we can speed up. So there is the new engine. I'm going to go ahead and say share orders with the old one, and then we're going to sell the old one. Yeah, there's 2 people inside of it when we sell it. They're just a bonus for whoever buys it. And then the new one is ready to go. So where is the first station? It wants to go up to Villmarkt op der Moor. That's perfect, because there's a lot of people waiting there. So please go ahead and do just that. So we are going to take a quick peek on that while it's arriving up here. It's making a way via Kleiner Villmarkt up these stations through the goods station. And here it's finally arriving to 4,000 people waiting for it, wanting to take the train down. And it will take a few people, maybe 100, 200 people or something, down to that station. 264 people will have the pleasure of coming along with us on this little trip. I think it is worth considering whether we don't want to. Firstly, there's actually no repair station. I just noticed in this redoing of the station we never put any, so that's an option as well. And I will quickly clone this train and run a second one here on the line. I cannot get. Oh, why am I clicking on the train to select it? Yeah, I wanted to space them out, timetable them. I think it makes sense that they are in rough distances that are correct. And then about the repair stations, that is an issue indeed. There is really no good space to put any repair stations. I think we could put them back here, and then if something repairs, it just goes to the Hauptbahnhof and returns from there. Honestly, that is sort of acceptable because I'm running the game on a different day length time scale. I think the trains don't break down as often because it's just the days are longer than in a regular game, and the breaking down is calculated based on days, I believe. So now we have a bit of money to do some costly things, and we are just going to place the repair huts here. That is acceptable for now. And now let's take a look at the Mikasavici. So this is the Villmarkt up the Moors line, and I wanted to take a look at our new one. So that's the Mikasavici Villmarkt one. And this is just going back. It has taken a lot of passengers from Villmarkt, so the demand seems to be here as well. At least it seems that way. Let's just verify that. People are, of course, happy. Here, 31 passengers to Mikasavici Irons to Ornor, and then 3,000 want to just go to any station, it seems. They want to go anywhere. So we could take them wherever we want. Okay, not very choosy people here in Villmarkt. That's great. I think I will probably take another train here onto the line to Mikasavici, just because I think it is a very long track, and I think having one more train here is definitely, yeah, a requirement. Those trains, however, are getting quite pricey, as you can see. So it will take also a while for them to make their money. So we're gonna make it go to Villmarkt up the Moor first. And then let's take a look while it heads to the station, and if it does indeed pick up some of those non-choosy people. Yes, it does. A few people from Blaustedt also. Maybe an excursion group that wants to travel across the valley here. Alright, that is great. So with that out of the way, we have a few things already locked off from my list. The next one that we wanted to take a look at was Marktreed. So unfortunately Marktreed is very, very small, and we can see that now with the timetabling it actually also blocks the station because it will want to space out the connection. I didn't think of that the station here has no passing. So I think this is something that we have to rework. So I'm thinking to redirect the traffic, the mainline traffic up here, or place the station up here. Probably actually I put the station up here, and then we are going to make this town grow. I think that is sensible, so that we have less of an issue here with this. And because we want to make this also pretty, let's try out a few of those better stations here. So these are HSS, I'm not sure. Hungarian State, maybe those are Hungarian ones. Modern platforms definitely is a bit too modern maybe, although they don't look modern. Buildings, I guess when they're disabled maybe they're unlocked by a year, could be. Not sure how this actually happens. Dutch islands, yeah, I think those are also decent choices here for us. So we will build a nice looking station here quickly, and I want to try to join it up to the existing one, even though it's like a little bit hacky here, just so that we don't have to redirect the trains. So let's see if I can do that. Is it close enough? Yes. So this will be an end station, because most of the trains seem to be running into terminus here. I think it's needed to be turned around here. Now it's finally unlocking the main line. 3, 4, 5, yeah, 5. So these Dutch stations, they look a little bit too modern, maybe, that's true, but not aggressively so I think. It's okay-ish, maybe. Nah. Just trying to talk myself into it. Maybe I will change them out. So then we do have not so much. I also figured out we can do with X here. With the button X we can do the toggling, which is great. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have a tight curve here. Don't want to redo a lot of the surrounding environments here. Like this. And yeah, then let's just guide it down this hill. Or is there any other consideration I need to take? I think we will put it here down the hill, just to make it interesting. And then we're running it in parallel here. And here we want to make it so that we can pass under this. What is the right way to do that? I guess you would build a bridge. That's the normal way. So let's do a quick, open heart operation here on this. Now that is a bit of an issue. We're very tight here on this corner, so let's try to make that better. We're making a bridge here, and we will have to guide this below the bridge, which is the connector here. And this here there, and that one like here. So that is the general idea. We can, for the future, build this like that, I guess. That would be a bit nicer. Is fine. Yeah. So a few more signals. That is not fine. Now that they need to go up here, will definitely slow some trains down, so it's not ideal from that perspective. And those are actually incorrectly set, yeah. They are incorrectly set because this needs to go up here. Okay, then it's actually fine. But then I would like to remove this one so that it can, where's the next one here? So that it from here it can reserve up until that station, but the train that goes up the hill can only reserve up to here. So that would probably be fine. And now we will just do the stop signs here just for safety precautions, even though I don't believe it's actually needed. Yeah. Okay, that does look good. So now the next step is to remove the station here, and then everything should be fine. The new passengers already going to that new station, which is good to see. So we will just take care of that while it's possible. Removing the platform. And it automatically puts things in perspective. We're in the right place here. Yeah, we are good with that. The town is extremely unhappy because of our destruction of the environment and all that stuff. So let's make them a little bit more happy by just putting a nice tree forested area here in these hills, making sure that the nature that attracts the people to Villmarkt in the first place is preserved. They're still very unhappy. What, you want me to place like trees like in the middle of the city, or what is it that you want, guys? So Market, okay. Yeah, that does seem fine. So now this turnaround, I was just considering whether we want to keep it or not. I think we were going to keep it, even though it's not going to be needed. And then we could try to connect them to something else, but they're really quite isolated. I think the best way to connect them would be to Bad Hofang, and I think that is a nice project because they're already building a bridge over the railway here to just build a small harbor. We haven't done anything with water yet, so why not? Firstly, we're going to create a dock. So a dock here in Bad Hofang up der Moor, maybe here in this area, and then the dock here for Markt. I think we were going to, there's a lot of problems here in this area, but I think it's probably better to be up here because I think it's a bit closer here to the town, even though the bridge that they built is a bit in a different location. But yeah, now that we have the infrastructure in place, is it accepting passengers? No. So we also need to build a small road here, and we need to be a bit careful with that road thing because they will be a little pissy about their trees. Yeah, they're already pissy now. So that is fine, and here we'll also run that, and maybe also like this. They have a nice road here to Ingelfingen. Okay, that is fine. So, okay, yeah, I would like to go do a level crossing here. I think level crossings across the main line, though, very much something I in the future want to avoid. So let's try to not get that discussion now happening and try to let them build us here. Okay, more trees. Okay, well, I'm just gonna place trees here in the middle of. Yeah, you don't like those empty houses here, right? You don't want people to move to your place. They're already pissed off that we bring in thousands of tourists to their area. Yeah, so this will be connected to the docks. This bus station. Then obviously people come here from abroad, from the different towns. So it would be making sense also that we put a bus station here on the. Make it a terminus station here to the train station. Then we gotta place one here in the center of town, just so people can also stop by the church. Central, yeah. And then here we will do similarly. We'll place a bus station here, and we'll also put one here in Ingelfingen. This is a junction, I guess. Okay, that sounds reasonable. And then we're going to slap down indiscriminately right next to the church. I'm sorry, some bus depots. Yeah, Markt pissed again. So, passenger transportation here. We are going to go steam buses maybe. They're really slow. It really doesn't make sense. So we're going to go with our classic. So we're just gonna go from here to here to here and then stop on the way here again. I think that makes the most sense that I can see. Just doing 4 of them. Go ahead. Automating the schedule. And that just works perfectly fine. And then here on this side, we will also do something similarly. We're going to go ahead, purchase a few of them. And we're just going to go from the dock station where we don't have a bus station placed. So again, from, is this the right one? This one is the one there. This one probably was correct. So from the bus station here to the center of town, and then we're going to go here, and on the way back we'll just stop in the city center just in case somebody wants to go from the other town to the city center, so a little convenience for them. And we're going to run probably 5 of them here to see what the demand is, and we can let that go, and we will timetable them as well, and that is perfectly fine. So next up we will have to go with our boat or ferry. So for this we do require another ship depots, and I like to place them pretty indiscriminately because they're not very expensive and ships do want to get maintained. And here it's just a small passenger ferry. So Fish Island trawler, 18 passengers, 200 is way too much. Sun Rock ferry, 100 passengers. Harbor Point utility, steamships are really nice. Steamships though, very expensive, way too expensive. Sun Rock ferry, I think the little ferry with 100 passengers, I think that's gonna be the right choice here. So we're gonna make it just travel from here to there indiscriminately. So let's take a quick look at that as well. Yeah, here it is, the ferry. Right now, don't have any passenger acceptance yet here still. The town is still not quite growing. No passengers here. A few passengers here. They want to go to Villmarkt though. The central Markt. Okay, let's see if we can pick up a few people here soon. Let's just see how it works out. There's no passengers wanting to go to the other town yet, unfortunately. I think they will have to see. So there's 2 passengers from Bad Hofwang, at least. So that is nice. And there's a few more people wanting to go to Villmarkt. How's the passenger situation looking here? Yeah, they want to go to the docks on the other side. So I think this little ferry will help the local population here, and I think it will make also both of those towns here grow. Particularly I'm interested in making here Markt grow, because then it would give us the opportunity to transport a few more people back to Villmarkt. Because on the other side the demand is certainly very strong to get to these towns. Mikasavici also has now an increased interest in people going down here. So about Mikasavici itself, we can see also that it's very slowly growing, and we can see that here now the iron ore is piling up. So completely different than it was a little bit ago. So now that we have that here settled and taken care of, my next thought was that we will take a quick look at this growth of Villmarkt. I'm not very happy that they're growing in all directions indiscriminately and there's no real good structure to it. So my thought was that we will build a few roads and then we will help them grow in the right directions, and then also potentially expanding our tram network here to Blaustedt, because Blaustedt seems to be the up and growing neighborhood. Maybe for those people who find Villmarkt itself a little bit too expensive, they move out here into the suburbs. But this indiscriminately building near the main road here, unfortunately, is not particularly aesthetically pleasing. I say that, then building these types of roads. Yeah, I think this gives the town a little bit of a character though, why not? And yeah, let's also try to build a small road on this side, just so that we have a little bit of a opportunity to that's at least somewhat interesting. So then here I would definitely like to create bridges over this here and then remove this small but very stupid level crossing. The problem is that, yeah, we have to... It doesn't quite work so easily with the bridge here, because we have the tram lane running also here. So I think maybe we'll just run a bridge here on the side, and then they will have to... Do you have to stop here right there, my friend? Is that really the best way to get broke down to just where I want to do some construction? Yeah, so level crossing removed, and I think we're going to go ahead and demolish here some houses. And also this church, which the Villmarkt, yeah, does not want to happen. So that's okay. Then we will build a new road bridge for them over here. And it will be a nice stone bridge here. Like this. And then we can ask them nicely if we could maybe destroy a house here to get the thing connected. And they do allow that, so that's great. And we will also run a road here, but there is something here. What is that? There's a building? It's a park or what? Okay, I mean we're in the middle of the forest, people. You don't need to have a park right here, I think. And then yeah, we are going to also build another bridge here, because presumably we'll at some point maybe do something with railways here, but for now, let's have them have a bridge here. And we're going to connect it up here again, like that, and then a kind of a 3x3 grid, I think, is the most normal way. We're building a road directly here to that, because the road can be easily removed later on if we need the space for something. And yeah, this doesn't connect, but that's fine. Then we're going to run some needle roads kind of here, this direction, just so that they can easier expand in these areas. Yeah, that looks already like a pretty decent plan for the expansion of Villmarkt. More or less. I'm okay with that. So then let's also take that opportunity, while nobody is yet using those, that we can expand our network of the trams here. So that's fine. Then we can also run them down here. And while we're at it, we'll also run them down this new road, maybe. Although, does it end somewhere sensibly? No, it doesn't. And then let's just run them up here. Just so they have a few turning points. And then we also run them down into this area here. And then we also wanted to run our network here into Blaustedt for now the bus area can stay as well, but we will have a few secondary ones. And I think last time I discovered that we could use the bus stations if we connected them, I thought. Yeah, hopefully that works. So then tram, passenger station. So people are living currently here, so that is a decent place to put a station then. This will be the heights. That's great. And then what is this area down here called? This is the east end. And Blaustedt already has something, and then we're going to place another station here in the Blaustedt Woods. Very appropriately named, I like it. And we're just gonna have a few connecting I suppose down here could be, just so that we have a few depots for them to maintain their things in. And we had previously just the 2 horse passenger trams, and now we have also steam-based trams, which is great. A horse-drawn tram, yeah, high capacity, I think. 48 people. Yeah, I think that makes sense for like inner city traffic. So we will run it here from Villmarkt up to Moor Height. We will run it down here to the train station, then to the city center, and then east, and then we will run it the same way back. That'll be our inner city tram here in Villmarkt. And we run 10 of them. Very ambitious, but it's going to be a growing city, so I think it will, if not yet use it, it will grow into it. And then we're going to run a tram from Blaustedt, and we're going to do also here high capacity trams, and we're going to run it from Blaustedt to the wait, did I? So this is number 42. So what's the order here? We have already here an order for Villmarkt up the Moor. How did I get that one? Interesting, I didn't intend that. So Blaustedt to Blaustedt Woods. And then it will run also through the city center and to the train station. But then it will run directly back. Not through the city center again? I think so. Yeah, that makes sense for me at least, that we have that type of route as well. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so now I think we've solved a few of the issues that I wanted to tackle this episode. I think there's a few more. I would also like to connect here some of these remaining towns. I would like to look at Kleiner Villmarkt, but as so often, time is running quickly. So thanks for watching. It was a great episode. I think we made some good progress. See you next time. Bye.